I found out how to take control of my own life. I am the master of my own destiny. But this wasn't always the case. I realized that nobody is responsible for my life. I am the one responsible for every decision I make. This has been a freeing experience. Most people would define freedom as the absence of subjection to foreign domination or despotic government. And you would be right. This is one of the definitions. But it's also very ambiguous. What are the characteristics of a despotic government? Not ours, right? That's pretty much it. I don't think anyone, anywhere, or at any point in our history would have said that their government is despotic. We have been taught and conditioned by those who also run our world governments since the beginning of our history. Some of the tools, but not limited to organized religion, is to spread a message of how we should think, act, what we should look like, and even how we should feel. Guess what? Freedom also signifies the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Furthermore, it's the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. This is the true freedom I have tasted and I will chase after in this and future lifetimes. This is the freedom I will advocate and share to all I encounter. And I found these definitions in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. I was asleep, just like we all are, and spread this message before waking up, so I know it all too well. I preach their doctrines, which tame us, make us docile, and model citizens for the republic we live in by birth. But I was never free. I never felt free until now. I resolved within the last year to take control of my life. I started watching positive media like I hope this channel will be for you. Positive media that opened my eyes, including my third eye. Positive media that woke me up from my amnesia and constantly reminds me of my greatness. And that greatness is my birthright. This is a birthright I will forever remind you of because it's your birthright as well. I'm constantly reminded that I am divine. I am a creator of reality. I guess you can say a co-creator with y'all. And we are not groups of us versus them. We are interconnected divine beings of light with infinite potential. I found out that I am not here to tell you to do something that I myself haven't done. I can only share what I know now and what I know I can do. So my hope is that through this channel I will meet other beautiful divine beings of light who can help me become and evolve to the next level. I am here to live and become the greatest version of myself daily. I am here to set an example for all to see. There is an ancient story comparing us to a light on a hill for all to see, and that we shouldn't cover up our light, but sometimes we do cover our light. We fall asleep and we forget. This is so easy to do because there is this rat reel that we are on that tries to constantly enslave us. It should be the rat wheel of a 9-to-5 job that we don't like, don't want to wake up over and over every day to do the same thing that we've been doing that doesn't showcase our light to the world. Could be that. Some forms of media are also helpful tools for the elite class to keep us pushed down and enslaved to the wheel. Some television shows, some movies, some forms of music and artists. Not all, but we have to be careful. We must be aware and become aware. There isn't just one big truth out there. We all must find our truth, and we must unashamedly live our truth. We must change ourselves first. I found out I cannot change anyone. I can only change myself. Another ancient story is about a bowl. When a bowl is dirty, we know it to clean it, right? What if you just clean the outside? I put things into an automatic dishwasher once, and because of the way the machine is designed, sometimes when it is finished with the cycle, you take the bowl out and it looks clean on the outside, but on the inside it's filthy. Would you eat from this bowl? No, nobody would. Unless you like crusty leftovers with your freshly cooked food on your plate. It's way more important that the inside of the bowl is clean. And so the teacher took this story and applied it to all the people and said that there was one person who was so concerned with their exterior appearance that they made sure they were things like showered, shaven, smelled nice, among other things. They made sure that they followed all the rules of society like a model citizen. They looked like they had it all together, but on the inside they were a train wreck. Almost nobody saw the inside of them except for those who were close to them. They inflicted self-hate upon themselves. They were depressed, they were angry, they were anxious, and they eventually took out all these deep-seated emotions on those close to them. Have you ever known someone like that? Looks good on the outside, but on the inside, they're a mess. Looks good in public, but in private, they become a monster. Maybe it's you. It was me. And this is the story of all of us when we are asleep. When we are asleep, we focus on how we look in the public eye. This is how we are conditioned. We feel like we must look a certain way, do certain things, think certain things in order to be accepted. It's not us anymore. We are only a shell of who we truly are meant to be. But when we wake up, we realize our focus really should be on finding our true self. Our true self buried deep within us. Because when we discover our true self, we also start learning how to love and accept ourselves 100%. Then and only then will it be possible to love and accept other people 100%. Here are some ways that I have learned, 8 ways actually, that I've been able to dive deep within myself and transform into the butterfly that I am emerging as today. I hope that they will help you as well. First, read, read, and read. It's been said that leaders are readers. So buy some books. In fact, buy a lot of books. Buy a ton of books about self-development. And you'll find amazing secrets to dive deep. And then you can personalize and apply them to yourself. One caution though, the strategies that have worked for other people, including myself, aren't cookie cutter. But I believe we can learn from every single person we interact with, even the homeless person down the street, and then find applicable principles for our lives and go from there. Second, watch documentaries about things like the third eye, chakras, even some documentaries that others might write off as conspiracy theories. You don't have to obsess over them, these theories, because that can lead you to the opposite direction than the direction toward becoming your greatest version. But there is some truth to all the theories out there. Honestly, they wouldn't be there if there wasn't some truth to them. For example, secret societies like Freemasons, the Illuminati, Skull and Bones, the Brotherhood, they all exist and have existed for centuries. They're not demonic or cultish like some of the documentaries might try to convey or you might hear about in folklore. But they exist as small groups of an elite class of people who thought that success and wealth are genetic and that they strive to preserve their own gene pool. They don't want their secrets getting out because it would mean more competition for them and they might not be as successful or as wealthy anymore. But guess what? Their secrets are out of the bag and you can discover their secrets. You just need to dig a little to find them. Some of them I've already said even in this video or will say. And by learning these secrets and these theories, you'll be able to learn and apply what has worked for people through the ages to become successful and become wealthy, and they will work for you as well. And if you need help finding these videos, let me know. Take some time. Third thing is take some time that you would normally spend watching plain old television shows and use some of that time to watch motivational television, positive television. You can find a lot of channels, for example, on YouTube, like this one, that will enlighten you, help you dive deeper, and become your greatest versions. I watch a few channels that have gotten me on this amazing path, and it's why I am where I am now, and I desire to share these secrets with you and the things that have helped me already. And hopefully, I can learn from you as well, and we can create our own community here, which will be very helpful when those times of loneliness come, because nobody gets you. I get you. Trust me, I get you. Fourth thing that can help you is evaluate the kinds of music you enjoy listening to. Lyrics really do matter, and they infiltrate your soul. They can cause good people to do bad things. Even the frequencies at which a lot of music nowadays are recorded can have a positive or negative effect on your soul. I can get into frequencies later in another video, but for now, focus on the lyrics that you're letting in. Make sure they are positive and life-giving. Fifth thing I hope that will help you is you are what you eat. And the old saying couldn't be further from the truth. I once was a meat eater and I ate so much junk food because it felt good. But these foods are not doing you any good. They are blocking you from your infinite potential as divine beings of light. Take meat, for example. Let's not beat around the bush. The meat on your plate is the remains of animals who were brutally murdered. Have you ever watched a documentary that shows the process of butchering? I double dog dare you to watch one today. Ask me if you need help finding one. You'll see very quickly that the animals in farms don't want to die. They suffer at the brutal hands of the owner-operators of these farms. And I don't care if it's a factory farm or one of those so-called humane farms, cage-free, whatever. There's no such thing as a humane farm that murders other divine beings of light. Even the word humane signifies something that we wouldn't dare to do to other humans, right? I believe farms are concentration camps. Would you put fellow humans in a concentration camp, torture them, and butcher them? Before you say no, history shows us that we have the terrible capacity to do so. As you know from our history books, it wasn't too long ago in Germany that someone did this. We did this ourselves in this country, and other countries have done it as well in the form of slavery. And slavery still exists today. Human slavery and, of course, animal slavery. So with that said, when you consume meat, you are consuming also the emotions of the animal who is struggling but eventually lost out to a brutal and homicidal man or woman. Because energy cannot be destroyed. Energy is eternal. and must go somewhere after the physical body dies. Some also call this the soul, but scientifically, energy or the soul is a collection of atoms which form that which gives everything life, including feelings and emotions. Now do you wonder why there is such depression and anger and utter unnatural feelings in our world today that we're dealing with? A lot of this can directly be linked to what we are consuming. Since I went vegan, I have never felt calmer, more patient, more loving, and compassionate about all divine beings of light. Not to mention my gorgeous skin that glows in the sun as the sun glistens on it because my pores aren't clogged with all that junk I used to consume. And I guarantee that you will reap all of the above benefits and more if you go vegan as well. But don't just take my word for it. I triple dog dare you to try it and see for yourself. At least a week or something. The dogs and all the divine beings of light will thank you. Sixth thing is learn and practice different methods of meditation. There are so many out there, so have fun with this. And don't give up when you feel discouraged. I have been there. There have been many times I tried out different practices and I just felt like it didn't work for me and I just gave up. For some encouragement, check out my video I published about how to meditate better. Perhaps you can even visit some Buddhist centers. Don't become religious, but be open to ancient practices that are tried and true. Once you find something that helps you be mindful and more present, then you can work on personalizing it so it's perfect for you. Seventh thing, take a walk. Better yet, go on a hike. But whatever you do, just get away for a little bit every day. Even if it just starts as 5 minutes a day, it's better than nothing. Maybe even go barefoot on the earth, which has been proven to be an effective therapy to release stress. You can do this with someone close, or better yet, go alone. But try not to make a big event out of it with a lot of people, because one of the main purposes of this activity is to shut off as much noise that you deal with daily. And number 8, spend time alone. This can be awkward at first. It can be downright difficult hearing yourself breathe. The more you wake up to your true self, though, you will find yourself more alone. Again, as you wake up to reality, there will be many people who won't get you. You'll feel lonely for a bit, but I promise if you push through, I guarantee that you'll start loving and embracing the silence of being alone. You'll start craving alone time and appreciating alone time because sometimes it's hard to come by. If you take this process seriously, you will be blown away at the results. Remember, though, that Rome was not built in a day, and the transformation process won't happen in a day either. It will take time. You're going to see the good, bad, and ugly sides of you. It won't be easy seeing all that stuff, so don't judge yourself and embrace the process. And if you're serious about the transformation process, you are going to find your true self. I guarantee it. You're going to love yourself and accept yourself 100%. I do. You'll change a lot, but you and everyone else around you will all be better for it. You'll be a passionate world changer. That's all for now. There's probably going to be lots of thoughts going through your mind, perhaps questions. I don't desire these videos to be a monologue. I want it to be the start of a beautiful conversation. So please feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in comment land. Thank you.